Today we're at the Four Seasons Resort here in Mauritius at Anahita.
We spent 3 lovely nights here and we can't wait to tell you everything you need to know before you book. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Max.
I'm Marin.
And we're Voyager Guru. We post weekly videos with travel tips, hotel reviews, and videos from some of our favorite destinations around the world. So if you don't already, consider subscribing. And of course, if you like this video and you find the content helpful, make sure to give us a thumbs up. It really helps our videos get more exposure and produce more videos just like this. All right, so let's jump right into our review. Our first category is location.
Location we rate 5 stars. This resort is located in a gated complex called Anahita. It's about 50 minutes from the airport. It has multiple golf courses, residences, and this hotel.
This location on the eastern coast of the island of Mauritius is actually one of the most common areas and most popular destinations for tourism companies to take you to the local Île aux Cerfs island, where they have a beautiful, gorgeous island, many beaches that are both public and some that are more privatized, including the Four Seasons Beach. So they have their location here, which is actually quite interesting. They have a mainland development of the property as well as a separate island, which is actually where our room is located. And we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the room section. But how the property is divided, you can see it has a massive island on one side where you have a number of the restaurants, the beaches. It's very beautiful. And then in addition to that, they also have a separate beach on the island of Île aux Cerfs, as well as golf courses both on that island and in the Anahita complex as well.
The Four Seasons here has 4 beaches on its property with beautiful, calm water. The lagoon here is crystal clear, and it's absolutely perfect for things like paddleboarding and all of the other water sports that we'll talk about in facilities.
Unfortunately, we didn't have the best weather during our 3 days here. There is a cyclone in the local area over Madagascar, and some of that weather has unfortunately hit us here. So we didn't get the best footage of the water and how blue it is, but you can see on their website, photos on their Instagram. It is absolutely gorgeous here when the sun is shining, and unfortunately we didn't get to experience that, but you can still tell even in the rain how beautiful this property is. And honestly, it felt so tranquil just being here. Beautiful location, these super calm lagoons, incredibly calm flat water, and gorgeous views in every direction. Our second category is lobby and check-in.
Lobby and check-in we rate 5 stars. From beginning to end, it was literally seamless. We arrived via their transfer service from another property and were greeted immediately by the bellman. We were taken into their stunning lobby with towering ceilings, and for seated check-in, where we received our welcome beverage of lemongrass and mint, which was absolutely delicious. We often complain that we never get enough information at check-in, and it was the exact opposite here. We received a full property map with all the information about the hotel before we even got on a tour.
The arrivals area doubles as one of the main bars, Blue Zill, which is beautiful, and they do have an interior reception area for later if you do have questions specifically for the front desk. But during your arrivals process, you don't really have to go to that area. Everything is done seated, and then you're taken quickly to your room, given a tour of the property on the way, and a very thorough tour of our room as well. Which brings us to our third category, rooms.
Rooms we rate 4 stars. Every room at this resort is a private villa, and they all have pools. There's multiple room categories ranging from garden villas to ocean villas to what we are in, which is a beach villa. There's also 2 different types of locations. You can either be on the mainland or what they call the island rooms. We are in an island beach pool villa, and it is amazing. I would highly recommend booking an island room if you are looking to be a bit more central and a bit closer to the main beach areas and restaurants.
In particular, our island beach pool villa is really great because we're on what they call the quiet beach. So they have 3 beaches here that are on the main island, 2 that are over on the main side where the water sports activity is, the restaurants, and a lot of kind of the happenings. But on this side, they have the quiet beach. So no loud music, everything is restricted. You're supposed to kind of chill a little bit more on this beach, and it's very calm, very tranquil, and it's honestly the perfect place to have your room. So that is something that you're interested in. That is a recommendation that we would have, is to book or request for this side specifically, because it really is awesome and the view from your room is incredible.
If you're wondering what the difference between the ocean villa and the beach villas are, it really just is that you don't have access to a beach in front of your room. If you're in the ocean villas, they do have beautiful views, but you're just not accessing the actual beach, and you'll have to go to the beach from your room. The room itself is beautiful. You enter through a little garden courtyard into your outdoor patio area. The front of your villa has your private pool, a day bed, as well as chaise lounges out in the grass. In the case of our beach villa, we do have additional chaise lounges right outside on the beach as well. And as you enter the room, we do have an outdoor sitting area as well as a dinette, and the entire front of the room is glass. So you have a beautiful view regardless of where you are in the room. When you enter, you see the traditional Four Seasons bed, and it is so comfortable and just looks like a pile of pillows on the bed. The ceilings are beautifully done in a traditional way, but painted white so they feel super modern. The room does include a mini bar with chargeable items such as wine, beers, and snacks, as well as some additional complimentary items like the Nespresso, water, and tea. The back of your villa is made up by the bathroom as well as the wardrobe and your outdoor shower. There's actually 2 showers in this room. One is an indoor rain shower, which feels a bit like you are outside because it's completely encased in glass. The exterior shower is a beautiful, almost like a waterfall type shower, and it's just incredible to shower out in the jungle like that. You do also have a large walk-in closet with ample room for all of the luggage that we lugged with us around the world, as well as 2 robes, slippers, and all of the amenities you would expect from a Four Seasons, including Diptyque products.
The entire room is surrounded by a massive wall that's built from lava rock. It accentuates the entire natural feeling of this island here on Mauritius, and then your view looking out of the room, across the pool, across the massive chaise bed, at the beautiful lagoon in front of the beach is just gorgeous. And one of the coolest features about this room, you can actually leave your doors open and there's an automated screen that can descend from the top of the door down to really open up the room and still keep the bugs out. That was really cool. One of the things we'd love to see from this room as an improvement would be more focus on some modern electrical changes, including master switches by the bedside, USB ports for charging, automated blinds, and some of the features that we're starting to see at a lot more hotels. There were a couple quirky things with the lights, slightly flickering lights from some electrical issues, as well as a strange exit sign above the door, which I found a little bit strange. I'm not sure that could actually be because of a Mauritian law. If that is something that you know and we don't, make sure to comment in the comments below. Tell us what we don't know. It always helps out.
Each room does come with bicycles as well. They have children's bikes as well as adult bikes, and they're super cute branded Four Seasons bicycles. While we didn't really bike around because we didn't feel like it was necessary being so central, it is a great way to see the island and explore the entire property.
A comment on rooms is that if you are on the island, it did feel like you were much more in the heart of things than if you had been on the mainland. So I strongly encourage being on the island. Even though some of the restaurants and the lobby area are on the mainland area, they're very, very close to the island rooms. And so I think for that reason, the island is the most central and convenient location to be.
There are also a number of residences, and they are primarily located on the mainland, and they consist of 2 to 3 to 4 or 5 bedroom villas. They do also have a 3-bedroom presidential suite that is located on the island in a perfect location right next to the main beach and the water sports center. We did hear that they are going to be doing some interior design updates in the next couple of years, so we're really excited to see what that entails and to come back.
Our 4th category is service.
Service, we rate 4.5 stars. Service to us consists of anything from housekeeping service, dining service, as well as general hotel service across the property. And we've had an amazing experience here.
One of the most impressive things, hands down, is the general service that you get across all of the beach and pool areas, where throughout the day, as soon as you sit down at a beach chair, you're brought 2 glasses of ice with a bottle of water, as well as they come around with a bunch of cool things throughout the day. We got watermelon, we got little shots of mango and small fruit juices, little cakes. They had a wide variety of things, and it seemed to change every day. There was actually no duplicate that we ever had of one of these little amenities that they would come by and give you. We even ran into one gentleman on the beach who was cleaning glasses. He cleaned our glasses for us, shined them up, and I don't think I've seen that well in a while. Didn't quite realize how dirty my glasses were.
Generally speaking, the service really has been wonderful. At the restaurants as well, the service is efficient, fast, and very friendly in almost every circumstance where we dined.
Certainly the best service that we had at any of the restaurants was at Acquapazza, their Italian restaurant that they're kind of shifting into a rotational chef. They actually brought in a 2 Michelin star chef to recently redo both aspects of the food and aspects of the service there, and it really, really showed. I mean, the service there was absolutely outstanding, and at the other restaurants, it was not quite to the same level. I think it was even more highlighted because of how good it was at Acquapazza. So certainly when we went to some of the other restaurants, while we did have some outstanding service experiences at the other restaurants, it wasn't quite the same standard.
They do have twice daily housekeeping as well. They come in the morning as well as for turn down in the evening. They do a great job overall, and we love the little gifts that they leave. Almost, I think every day at every service, we receive some little thing, treat here and there, such as a gift for Chinese New Year, as well as some cookies because we really love Nespresso, and clearly they think we drink a lot of coffee because we ended up with like 12 Nespresso pods one day, and they really seem to pay attention to your preferences overall, which makes it a great service experience. They do also have the Four Seasons app, app as well as a WhatsApp texting service. So if you have any requests, since they don't have butlers, you don't need to be by a phone, you can WhatsApp them or do it through the app. And they do respond very quickly. We found in general the response time or sending someone to your room for whatever it might be that you're requesting, like when we got locked out twice, their general response time was about 4 to 10 minutes.
To be fair, the rooms are a little tricky because since you are going out through patio doors, you often forget that that is your front door and the door that locks. So we did do that a couple times.
Yeah. But they were very responsive and no judgment.
Overall, we found most of the staff to be extremely nice, very helpful, and in general, really the only thing that they're missing is just a slight bit of refinement and anticipation of the guest needs. I felt like oftentimes there were certain service aspects that they forgot, such as during the rain, maybe calling for a buggy from the restaurant, but oftentimes we would see a staff member almost recall that they were supposed to be doing something and immediately jump to it in a way that it feels like they are training and they're trying to advance that rapidly, but all of the pieces aren't quite there yet. So we really look forward to seeing what that looks like in the next few years. They do have a general manager who's been here for about a year, and as we talked to some guests who have been repeat customers for the last 6 or 7 years, they said that they had noticeably seen a change between their last visit and this visit. So I think that there's certainly a lot of things that are very exciting happening at this hotel, particularly with regards to service. Our fifth category is dining.
Dining, we rate 4.5 stars. The property offers 7 different dining options across its hotel, and all of them are a different type of cuisine, so it's great if you want to explore multiple cuisines over the course of your vacation. On the first night, we were able to try Acquapazza with the visiting chef Marco Garfagnini. The food was incredible, as was the service. They offer an upscale Italian cuisine, and while it's not included on the half-board package or any of the food and beverage packages, it was 100% worth the visit. The setting of the restaurant is so beautiful. It almost feels like you're on a river where the restaurant tears down towards the water, and it's located right near the lobby, so you have a lot of beautiful lighting and facilities surrounding you at the restaurant. The hotel recently started with a rotating visitor chef program, and this was their first time bringing in someone. While the cuisine has always been Italian in that restaurant, they really offered this elevated style with really elevated presentation and service. While they do have a tasting menu that's available, you can also order a la carte, and all of the options that we had were delicious.
One of the other restaurants we got to try was Umizaka, which is their Japanese/Asian fusion option. They had a wide variety of things on the menu. We stuck mostly to the sushi because we had a couple pieces of nigiri at the beginning and they were all fabulous, so we continued in that direction. But in general, the setting of that restaurant was very nice. The food was delicious, as were the cocktails. The service was not quite as good as Acquapazza, and I think around us there were a couple people who ordered a few things that they weren't as happy with as we were with our sushi selections, but in general, it was a really great experience.
Finally, we were able to try Lazy Fish for dinner, and that was my personal favorite restaurant due to the seafood being so fresh and so delicious, and the service was incredible as well. Normally, that is set down on the beach, so you're toes in the sand dining, and it is the only restaurant that men are allowed to wear shorts as well, and the food is just fantastic. Due to the rain, we were seated in Bamboo, which is the restaurant that is open for breakfast, lunch, and some dinners, and the main restaurant down on the beach. Regardless of having a different setting, it was a fabulous experience, and I highly recommend it.
We split the Patrick's platter and the Vielle Rouge, and both of those were fabulous dishes, incredible seafood, one of our favorite things that we had here, and in general, all of the dinner options were really fabulous.
For breakfast, they do have Bamboo Restaurant, which is open every day with a buffet option. You can also order room service as well, and they have a number of experiences, such as a romantic breakfast experience that we were able to dine with as well, where they bring you heart-shaped everything, fruit platter, bagel with lox, and everything is in the shape of a heart.
The breakfast buffet options were numerous. They had tons of little stations, from a beautiful bread and pastry section with croissants and other pastries, as well as a beautiful fruit section where they were making smoothies. They had fresh cut fruit, yogurts, tons of cold cut options and cheeses. And then they had a really extensive hot plates area where you could get everything from omelets to eggs Benedict. I saw somebody getting a breakfast sandwich made for them. So really extensive amount of different things that you could get for breakfast. There were a couple options that were not as good as others, but most of those were the things that were sitting out, which naturally happens in a buffet, as opposed to some of the things that were fresh were all absolutely fantastic.
They do have a number of lunch options as well, and one of the things that we got to experience was lunch at La Plage on their private beach area on Ile La Surf, which was an amazing experience, and it's only a 15-minute boat ride to the island, and they serve excellent fresh dishes as well as burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. The bar on that private island is honestly the coolest thing, with the hanging swings and great cocktails with an incredible view.
The only thing about that restaurant that was a little disappointing was that the bar was so much cooler than the actual restaurant and seating area itself. It'd be great if they're able to kind of bring some of that style from the bar to the seating area in the future. Lastly, the main bar, Blue Zeal, that is in that lobby check-in area, has the best cocktails on property. David, who is the bar manager there, has made some exquisite concoctions and truly is a mixologist. They are beautifully prepared, beautifully delicious, and he even makes his own rum, which I think is super cool. If you're here, make sure to check it out. Our sixth category is facilities.
Facilities we rate 5 stars. This property has so much to offer, especially if you're here for a long period of time. There are 2 golf courses, one of which is on Ile aux Cerfs, which is that island right off of the hotel, as well as a golf course on the mainland in the Anahita complex. They also have everything from a fabulous gym with an Olympic-sized lap pool, as well as an outdoor training area, indoor, beautifully air-conditioned training area. They also have a spa-like locker room area with a steam, as well as a beautiful shower that has this open kind of glass top over it, which is so cool. They offer a number of different classes at the gym as well. Most of them are paid, but you can also do private experiences like boxing, yoga classes, Pilates, and so many other things.
One of the best facilities that they have here on property, hands down, is their water sports facility. It is complimentary to all guests, including paddle boards, sailboats, paddle boats, all types of water sports, even water skiing, where you can go out slalom skiing or wakeboarding, go out and water ski. And again, those are complimentary water sports here on property, which is such a cool thing for them to do. And particularly in times like this where the weather was not fabulous, it was so great that we were able to still get a lot of activities in. I would imagine on sunny days, those activities are probably packed.
They do also have a fantastic spa here on the property. If you've been to some of their properties in places like Bora Bora, they don't have the same amenities. However, their treatments are fantastic. We had 2 beautiful massages in their overwater treatment rooms, and it was honestly one of the highlights of our stay.
The masseuses were both really, really good. And so not only is it a beautiful spa, but it was also a fabulous massage, very relaxing, and we would highly recommend a treatment there.
They do offer beach service on all of their beaches, which is amazing. Even here on the quiet beach, where it doesn't seem like there would be a bar or somebody serving you, they are here attentive all day. And of course, they have beach and pool service on the main beaches, as well as where the pools are located. They sell fresh coconuts. They also have ice cream, and you can order food to your chair directly.
The number of facilities across this property, from the 2 golf courses to all of the different gym and athletic facilities, water sports facilities, bicycles in your room, beach and pool service, as well as tons of other paid activities that you can do, are truly spectacular. This is truly one of those properties that allows you to do as little or as much as you'd want. Our 7th and final category is style.
Style we rate 4 stars. Overall, this property is so beautiful. It is naturally and architecturally absolutely stunning, and we've loved every minute of it. We know that some interior design updates are coming based on our experience in some of the main areas where they have made incredible upgrades to areas like the main bar and Blue Zeal, as well as some of the restaurants, and we cannot wait to see that style transferred into the rooms as well.
I really love the way that they've incorporated a very natural look around the island, and I hope that that's something that doesn't change. The beautiful thatched roofs, the incorporation of lava rocks, as well as a lot of natural stone across the pathways, the walls of the outer villas. The rooms and the beach areas in general have a very nice relaxed island feel. There's not a lot of obtrusive structures, and the property feels so well matured in terms of all of the foliage that's grown in. It feels very private, and you really don't see a lot of the buildings that pop out, which is a really nice feature of this property and something that we hope doesn't change in the future. If you look at the main pool and restaurant area, it's a little bit more contemporary, almost colonial beach style. It's very cool. A lot of really cool accents of white and beige colors, and a beautifully designed combination of pools. One that almost looks like a beach with tile that actually slopes down into the water, and then a beautiful long infinity edge pool that lines up almost perfectly with the horizon and the water in front.
Overall, we rate this property 4.6 stars. We have had an amazing experience here and cannot recommend it enough. In terms of food and service, this is by far our favorite Four Seasons resort so far, and we cannot wait to continue to explore more Four Seasons resorts around the world. So if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up.
And of course, if you don't already, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. We have many more videos coming out from from Mauritius, the greater Indian Ocean, and around the world. So be sure to stay tuned.
If you follow us on Instagram, you'll already have seen this entire stay play out over our stories, so be sure to follow us at Voyager Guru.
And if you want many more details about this hotel and others, be sure to go check out our website at voyagerguru.com, where we have detailed written hotel reviews, as well as full destination guides, which talk about things like seasonality, culture, and some of the best things to visit on your trip to any particular destination.
And as always, I'm Marin.
And I'm Max.
And we're Voyager Guru. See you out there.